Hey YouTube, it's your girl Undy again, this time with a frequently asked questions video in regards to basically everything you wanted to know, everything you ask me all the time about how I do my shoes and various other strassing projects. The first question is, where do I get the stones? I'll leave a link to where I get the stones below. I buy them from a vendor off of eBay. They're very quick, they're very prompt. I've never had any issues with them. It usually takes about 7 to 10 days to get the stones all the way from China with free shipping, so that cannot be beat. Second question that I get asked a lot is the quality of the stones. Now these are not Swarovski. These are resin stones. So obviously they're not going to be as brilliant and the shine factor as the Swarovski stone. But they are a far cry from your local Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann Fabric stones. They are much, much closer in quality to a Swarovski than they are to your craft store stones. If you've never seen them in person, it's hard to explain. Literally, the camera does them no justice. Compliments every single time I wear a shoe, earring, whatever. I've not been disappointed, and no one else has been disappointed that has had their shoes done by me with these particular stones. So if you don't like them or you feel a certain way about not using Swarovski, that's perfectly fine. But I personally can't justify spending hundreds of dollars on stones for a shoe that did not cost hundreds of dollars, because I love shoes, but I just can't justify spending, you know, $700-800 on a pair of shoes. It's just ridiculous to me. It's a shoe. It's not, you know, a house. It's a house payment to me. And that on top of the fact that I'm a cheaper person, I like to hold on to my money and save it. I'm an accountant. That's my job, my real job. So I'm not in the business of spending. I'm in the business of saving. So that's just my opinion on that. Second question, or third question rather, is about this tool that I use to pick up my stones. It's called a pick-me-up. It's called pick-me-up. I got it at Hobby Lobby in the scrapbooking section. Now I know every craft store is completely different, so your Hobby Lobby may not carry it, or they may carry it in a completely different section. I would say is to Google this and see where they sell it in your area. And I know you can even buy it online if you want to. I mean, all it is, wait, I'm doing a video. All it is basically silly putty that's in here that's used to pick up the stones. And you can actually make your own. You can take an old pen that doesn't work anymore and stick a ball of silly putty on the end of it, and you have your own pick-me-up tool. That was like way cheaper. Way cheaper. I only use the E6000 glue. This is it. I don't use anything else. I know it says like E9000 or whatever. This is, it's E6000. This is all I use. Please read the directions. There are some safety precautions that you need to take with that when you are using this glue. Trying to think. I get asked all the time, you know, how many stones? How many stones? How many stones? How many stones? People, I'm sorry, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm giving guesses. I buy in bulk. I buy tens of thousands of stones at a time. So I couldn't tell you how many stones I put on this shoe. I honestly couldn't, because I bought 50,000 purple stones. I have no idea. I just say buy more than what you think. You're going to underestimate however many you think, because if you're going to buy for a specific pair of shoes, you're always going to underdo it. And keep in mind, if you're using a small stone, like a 3mm stone, you're going to need a lot of them because it's smaller. At the same time, my personal preference is to use a variety of sizes. So I tend to use 3, 4, and 5mm, just because I think you get a better quality. It looks better. You get better shine than all the stones just being one shape. But if that's the particular style you're going for, it's more than okay. But I would just keep in mind, the smaller the stone, the more you're going to need. And I would always buy more than what you probably think you need, because it just sucks to start a shoe And I did this when I first started. I started shoe and I underestimated how many stones I was gonna need. And I only could finish one shoe. I couldn't even finish the other one. I had to wait, you know, another 7 to 10 days, you know, before I could get more stones to finish the other shoe. And so that's the only thing I will say about that. If you really get into this whole thing like I have, I will say storage becomes a big factor that you're going to have to take into consideration. And so I basically bought, this is a utility box basically, and it has adjustable compartments. This one can have 5 to 20 adjustable compartments because the dividers are removable. I got this at Meijer or Walmart, you know, someplace like that. I have several of these because I have a lot of stones and a lot of different colors. So it just helps me keep all my materials and supplies in one contained space instead of all these baggies, because this is how I get the stones from the vendor. It gives me to them in these baggies, and this was getting ridiculous going through baggies. So I basically take this and I put it in my handy containers. As far as time, you get faster the more you do it. It's gonna take a long time. It's not terribly difficult. It's just a lot of time to do the project. And I would just say you just need patience, patience, and more patience on top of the stones and the glue. But I also get asked as far as maintaining, stop it, I'm doing a video, okay? I also get asked all the time, well, can I put a coat of something, glue, polish, anything to prevent the stones from falling off? I do not suggest that. I don't do that. You just need to learn how much glue to use to apply the shoes so that they don't fall off. If you don't use enough, they're gonna fall off regardless of whatever you do on the top of them. It is just what it is. And I really feel like by putting a protectant, some sort of glue or adhesive or whatever over the top of the shoe, you're gonna really reduce the amount of shine that your stones are gonna have, because you're gonna cover the facets of the stones and the light's not gonna be able to shine through as well as if you would have left it alone and just used enough glue. Now at the same time, don't go crazy and use too much glue, because then the glue will ooze up over the stone and you basically defeat the purpose of doing it that way. So it's a science learned through practice, and lots of it, to determine how much glue to use to prevent the stones from falling. And obviously if you're rough on shoes, you run into stuff, you know, you just throw your shoes around, or, you know, stones are gonna fall off. You're gonna have 1 or 2 stones that fall off. But I have many shoes that I've done for myself, and I've only lost like a couple stones, and they're so easy to replace because it's literally 1 or 2 stones. It's not like 20 to 50 stones, 1 or 2 stones. But yeah, that's the main questions that I get all the time. Most of the materials can be found online. The glue can be found at any craft store. Even at Walmart, you can find the E6000. So the containers you can find at craft stores or Walmart. Pretty much you can find everything at Walmart probably, except for the stones. So hopefully everyone will refer to this video for the frequently asked questions, and you can leave more questions here if you should have any as well. So take care everyone, and I hope you have a good Friday, because tomorrow is Friday. Hopefully I'll get the video out in time for me to say that tomorrow is Friday. But if I don't, tomorrow is Saturday, because I'll get the video out in time for me to say it's Saturday. So whatever, happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy weekend. Take care everyone. Bye.